Hello, hello, and welcome back to Shatter Our Souls with Novaria here with the original Borderlands once again. So, today we are going to handle Sledge's safe house. Now, I did make the choice earlier today to avoid going back and waiting for the beginning of this video to put the challenge through, or to start in order to finish the quest to hand in Mo and Marley. Altogether, it wasn't really much there. I just wanted to speed the process along, so to speak. So, with that in mind, hi, welcome back. Today we are taking down Sledge's safe house, and once and for all, we are officially getting close to roughly, I want to say, a third of the way through the game. Ooh, where did that go? Oh, it's a repeater. Looked bulkier. I thought it was a revolver there. Um, so hasn't been much to get in our way. Mo and Marley took a little bit longer than we would have liked, but also that is something that happens on a somewhat regular basis. Come on. The good news is that there is now a answer for everything in our kit. So, what should we be expecting going forward into this next area? The next zone is very cramped, small space area. There are no skags, meaning every enemy is either a variation of the bandit archetype. So there will be shots fired, there will be people charging at me from across the arena, which isn't the end of the world. Um, just a piece that I've got to be somewhat cognizant of going forward. The good news is at this point is that due to the circumstances that we've been handed consistently over the duration of the run, a lot of what would be the average challenges for this area has been handled in some capacity or another. And with the burning version of Bloodwing, or Burning Bloodwing, shall we say, um, it's going to be easier to defeat enemies just on a aggregate basis from here on, because there's less trying to figure out the opponent and waiting for opportunities, so to speak. Bloodwing has a tendency to make its own opportunities. Okay, so I think that Sledge's safe house is probably one of my favorite zones in the game, to be honest. It's not the most pretty or aesthetically pleasing comparatively to the rest of the game. In fact, I would say that in the original Borderlands, the most aesthetically pleasing locale is probably the end of the game, which doesn't leave a whole lot of room for that, does it? within this, we're talking about a giant underground bunker, possibly a mining bunker. I don't know. Um, Armed to the teeth with bandits holding the keys to the headstone mine. Like, it's, I think, one of the more iconic locations within the first game, albeit that's kind of not saying much considering that the first game doesn't really have much in terms of iconic locations. Like, there's New Haven and Old Haven, but both of them are just kind of there. Oh, no pop in this time. Cool. And this time, nothing will actually stop us from reaching Sledge's safe house. All right. So I'm just gonna do a little quick loot, see what happens. I could get something decent. I could get just a base amount of ammunition and call it good. I don't know. Ah, the Anshine transfusion grenade. Anshine transfusion grenades are decently powerful, but kind of cheap by comparison to some of the other types of grenades. Grenades in general just are not the most useful in some cases. But the Ancient Transfusion does more than just any other grenade out there in the game. The Transfusion Grenade takes HP and heals you with it, being a best of both worlds type of weapon. If that were its full spiel, I'd have no issue with it. But the thing is that it also takes time to track the opponent that it's dealing with. So there's no so you don't even have to be accurate with it. You can just throw it randomly in the middle of nowhere and it'll probably find something to help you with. Thus, Anshine transfusions are another weapon that, while I would use it in normal run, is not really in the spirit of things for this run, in my opinion. I say that a lot. Not in the spirit of the run, but be that as it may. Hey, there we go. So yeah, Sledge's safe house is, I think, one of the better locations. It's relatively short, but also has plenty of room for experimentation and a better understanding of the layout. There's little nooks and crannies with hidden items throughout it. There's all sorts of goodies in here. Thus, I like it. Oh joy. Get off me with that lightning shooter. Okay. And what do we got here? Uh, Neither of them are really worthwhile. That really sucks. All right. We will get Claptrap up. This is the first Claptrap that we get the chance to help in this run, aside from the first from Claptrap himself. But each one that you find throughout the game offers you a storage deck upgrade, which allows you to hold more weapons. And about 2/3 of them also offer a increased amount or increased number of sorry, not an increased, a hidden vault of sorts, typically being a door that they have to open themselves. Um, Ordinarily I'd be all for it, but no. All right, and with that, we are getting close to the midpoint of this dungeon. Oh, all right. Well, that happened. Wasn't exactly what I expected, but it happened. I think the game is telling me I need transfusion grenades. I'm going to continue to ignore the game. Yeah. Overall, I think that a lot of the specialty items that the game tries to use are typically quite useful. Some of them, are over the top, but a lot of them are fairly reasonable overall, in my opinion. Like, Cryos's power is a sniper rifle that has a transfusion effect when used. I would still use that because what it is a secondary ability, not the primary function of it, that is the healing. It also, you know, isn't a grenade, and thus I can't argue that it's not part of the toolkit I was planning. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably overthinking the whole situation. I just wanted to voice it. Thought it might add some interesting context behind some of the weapons that I choose to and choose not to use. Hello. Well, let's go with the law revolver. We are taking that. So, we'll toss that for now. Easily the strongest one. I would go with the harmonious healing shield for now. And we'll clear this room out, assuming that there's anything to clear out. And okay, cool. So I'm just gonna stand here and wait for a couple moments while my health regens. So, I'll meet you when it's done. Alrighty, health has been restored after approximately, I want to say, 2, 3 minutes worth of waiting. Not exactly a long time, just longer than I would like. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. Yeah. Apparently, he is allergic to sniper rifles, as is everyone else here. Um, so with that in mind, um, it is officially time to go after the next boss, I guess. Like, of all the things that could have went on and happened after me spending 3 minutes just waiting for my health return. What? Um, okay. Um, onward, onward. We gotta return the mine gate key. Yep. And finish off a couple side missions so that yeah, everything else gets sorted out fairly quickly and concisely. I am still and will probably be baffled for a while. I am very much baffled and will be for a while, but it's fine. Sorry about that. Had a slight unexpected visitor for a moment there. Got everything sorted out on my end though. Um, so aside from the absolute insane luck check there, I would say overall this challenge has been pretty reasonable. Um, Probably below average in terms of difficulty curve, which is exactly what I have been aiming for. Commandant Steele, one of the sirens in the Borderlands universe. Supposedly there are 7 sirens, although I believe we've only met 5 to this point in time. But each siren has a specific set of skills that make them truly unique amongst each other and gives each of them a leg up in a combative and figurative sense against one another. But we're not necessarily interested in that side of the lore just yet. We're interested in how hard do I have to punch you to get through this, right? All right. Oh, awesome. Level 10 rack, do nothing now. Where are they coming from? There they are. So they have to be specialties now for them to do anything for me. Slightly disappointing, but not outside expectations. Mm-hmm. So, for now, I'm going to have my sniper as my fire weapon, simply because flame damage does a lot to most enemy types, the exceptions being like elemental enemies in and of itself. But yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. There we go. So I'm kind of curious from the people out there. If you were to play this challenge yourself, which of the four hunters would you choose and why? Just as a curiosity's sake. Because I know that ironically, the character I chose is not the one I would usually use, but the merits of being a long range character definitely outweigh the costs of trying a different character out, in my opinion. And the nice thing about this particular circumstance, there is no wrong answer, there's no right answer, because it all comes down to what you see as the best way to go in this particular circumstance. Okay. So aside from just ripping through an entire small army with about 2 clips worth of ammunition, I'd say things are about as stable as they could get in this area. And it is officially time to say goodbye to the arid hills, for it is the final time that we'll be visiting this area in this particular challenge. Gotta be completely honest, I'm gonna miss it for all of 10 minutes. Well, that could have been a lot more smooth on my end because I ended up with the system crashing on me. Thankfully, everything saved, so no lost time as far as having to go back and redo anything. But yeah, that definitely left a sour taste in my mouth. Oh well, we will manage the rest as is at this moment in time. We now have the white sniper, which is completely and utterly useless. Joy. We'll drop the surplus revolvers and all the shields I don't need. And I think we're going to pass in the last, or turn in the mine gate key, and then blitz a bunch of side quests today, or for the rest of the video, because I was definitely expecting to be, well, I definitely wasn't expecting the third boss of the game to be half as easy as it was. So I'm just kind of in shock right now, if anything. Um, be that as it may, I think it will be a good opportunity to do a bunch of smaller missions, get caught up, and take down the headstone mines themselves. Because we have officially begun the battle for the arid Badlands. All right. So, nothing worth looting down here. Couple pistol rounds, but oh well. We'll go meet Chef Sanders and head back to the Firestone Bounty Board. And then I think that's going to be it for today, potentially. Next time, I think we're heading through uh, the Lost Caverns and probably cleaning up a large majority of side quests in the area. For now, if you like what you're seeing, if you think that there's ways I could improve, let me know. I'd love to hear from anyone who is watching these videos. Um, I know that I am still fairly green to the YouTubing in general, but I'm hoping to continue to improve over time. But with that being said, have a good one.